Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. When I was competing, a lot of people asked me how I made it work as a student athlete. But this is something that I've heard a lot of my classmates share because a lot of my classmates were also student athletes, and sharing our different stories and how we dealt with things was really an eye opener. It was really a great way for us to learn from one another. So today I'm going to share some tips with you on how I made it work as a student athlete. Practice time management. Treat your life as a full-time job and honor each commitment that you make. I suggest making a schedule. Making a schedule is a great way to remember what you have to do, be able to stay committed and plan out the hours of your day, because when you're a student athlete, you have these two major aspects of your life to balance. And if you're a student athlete who's also working, then that's another thing to factor into, especially if you're an athlete who enjoys playing sports or competing more than your studies. It's really easy to get sidetracked and spend more time on one than the other. At a university level, the majority of the time we have our course outlines ahead of time, and we are able to plan what the semester would look like. As an athlete, you know what your season is going to look like, you know which competitions you want to go to and which ones are high priority. So plan out your season, plan out your semester, and stick to that schedule. Be sure to put aside the right amount of time for both activities and stick to your schedule, commit to it, and respect your classes as well. Communicate. Cultivate a good relationship with your coaches, teammates, classmates, and lecturers or teachers. It's very important to, if you have to miss a class or you have to miss practice, it's very important to let the relevant persons know. If you can't submit an assignment, if you have to miss an exam. I remember a lot of the time when I was competing, I would have to miss sometimes coursework exams or presentations in class because of competing overseas and not being in the country during that period of time. And what I noticed that my lecturers really appreciated was me letting them know in advance that I would not be able to attend because of, national duty. And if you're a competing athlete, most lecturers are going to understand as long as you let them know before that you are planning to make up for it, that you're planning ahead of time and you plan to either do the work before, or you can show them that you are determined and you're serious about it, and you can commit when you say you're going to submit something later. Show them the appreciation when they give you an extension to a deadline. You know, but please don't take advantage of it because it can really backfire on you later on. You don't want to use it as an excuse not to meet your deadlines. What I tried to do sometimes when I could was submit my assignments before the deadline if I knew I was going to be away for that time. Try to do your work beforehand. Make sure you study. Challenge your comfort zone. Just because you're known as a talented and successful athlete, it doesn't mean that you should stay within that box and limit yourself to other opportunities. So I believe there's always room for improvement and growth. So challenge yourself, try a different activity, meet new people. Don't just limit yourself to your classmates or teammates. Go outside that box, meet new people, try new activities, pick up a hobby, join a club at school, just to kind of explore your interests and see what else is out there. Manage the brand of you. Every team has a loudmouth or a show off, but if you look at them, that person, that overconfident person, they may sometimes start out as strong, but then they kind of flame out after a while. Their success kind of fades out. People lose interest in them, and no matter how much success you have or how many tournaments you win or scholarships you win, humility is gonna go a long way throughout your life and your career. Don't get me wrong, it is great to be enthusiastic and excited about what you're doing, about your sports, about your studies, and it's great to be confident. Confidence is a good thing. However, just remember to keep it classy as well. Moderation is key, and the people around you will appreciate it. No one likes a show off. Now, there's a difference between being confident and being a show off. Take credit for your achievements, take credit for your success. Be confident in who you are, but at the same time, don't let it get to your head. Learn from your failures. It's okay not to succeed in a tournament or to fail an exam. I mean, balancing a student athlete career is not an easy task, and sometimes you may make mistakes, sometimes you may fall short of your goals. But it's important to learn from those mistakes. Don't let failures affect your goals or your excitement and passion for your sport or your studies. Learn all that you can learn from your mistakes and allow it to let you come out stronger and more resilient than ever before. Some tips on how to become more resilient and overcome adversity, overcome challenges, you'd see in one of my previous videos on overcoming adversity. There are really some helpful tips there on how to become, on how to deal with these challenges in a more effective and healthy way. Don't ever stop learning. It doesn't matter how many tournaments you win, how many degrees you have, there's always room for improvement, and always have respect for knowledge. Respect that there's always something to learn, whether it's a lesson from someone else or a lesson from your own experience. Remaining open to knowledge and learning new things can really make room for continuous growth and development, whether it's in your personal life, as an athlete, or as a student. This is a habit that will serve you in a positive way for the rest of your life. Keep the big picture in mind. When you keep the big picture in mind, what is your goal at the end of it? What is your ultimate goal? Is it to be an Olympic athlete or is it to achieve a PhD? Think about it. Think about your end goal. What is the big picture, right? And don't lose sight of it. Don't get caught up in the little things and let that sidetrack you from the ultimate goal. Your day-to-day life might get kind of hectic and you might get caught up in what's happening right now, but remember to try and plan ahead of time. Keep communication open with all of the key people in your life, from coaches to professors. You never know where one might tell you something that can help in another aspect of your life. I've gotten a lot of helpful advice from coaches and professors at school and even classmates, and things that I must say have helped me to reach where I am today. You might think that you might think that a professor is not really involved in sports, so they might not be able to help you with your sporting career, but don't ever doubt that, because they may tell you something that can relate to you in a different way than you expected. And the same goes for your coaches. Just because you're an athlete and maybe you're studying law or business, it doesn't mean that your coach can't help you as well. Take their advice, take their mentorship, and learn from it. There's always something to learn from someone else. Keep looking for opportunities. Just because you don't hear of an opportunity doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. When I started my degree, I looked for opportunities for student athletes. And that's how I found the sports scholarships that I was able to apply for. And I've received a number of different awards and scholarships throughout my athletic career, from the high school level straight to the university level. And sometimes it may be something as simple as a certificate or just your lecturer acknowledging your success. But those things can go a long way. It can help to give you little reminders that you're doing something good, and you might be motivating someone else and encouraging them to make a positive change in their life. And that brings a different kind of satisfaction, a different kind of reward to you personally. Look at other schools as well. For example, the NCAA actually uses your ACT and SAT scores to check your eligibility. You don't know what opportunities are out there. You don't know what scholarship you can qualify for. Look at me, my sport was target archery, and if you know anything about target archery in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not a very popular sport. It's not anywhere near the level of recognition as cricket and football. So if you're in a sport, it doesn't matter how popular it is. Schools want diversity, they want variety, and they want to include different sports. They look for students who deserve the opportunity to succeed and who can do something positive with it. When I started archery, I never thought that I would get a sports scholarship for target archery or an award for Student Athlete of the Year. What I always say is try for these opportunities. You don't lose anything in trying, you don't lose anything in filling out an application form and submitting it, but you don't know what can come out of it. Plan for success, but always have a plan B, always have a backup plan. This is not meant to be a negative point, but the truth is that maybe about 5% of college level athletes actually go on to be pros. I'm not saying not to go after your dream or to lose hope. Fully go after your dream. If you want to be a professional athlete, go after it. Do your best, give it your all, but still have a plan B. It's about being realistic. And the truth is that when I got into archery, I knew that the chances of me being a full-time archer and a professional at a professional level was very small. It would have taken a lot of investment that I just didn't have. A lot of investment, and my plan B was my studies. And now it kind of turns out that my studies are my plan A. And even as a professional athlete, you can never tell how short-lived that career might be, because there's a possibility of an injury or some other mishap that can change your life forever in an instant. Know your plan B from the beginning, and that way you can always be ahead of the game. I hope these tips were helpful for you, and it's something you can put into practice as a student athlete. If you also have a part-time job, it can also work for you, and just maintaining that balance in both aspects of your life. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments below, and I will try to answer as fast as I could. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, you can go the distance.